King Solomon was known for his wisdom. He also knew the languages of all the animals and had many friends among them. Sometimes the great eagle would offer King Solomon a ride on his back. One hot and sunny day, King Solomon was enjoying the magnificent view from up high when he suddenly grew faint and dizzy. He tried to signal to the eagle to land, but the eagle was soaring on a draft of wind and didn't notice. But luckily, a flock of little hoopoe birds were passing by and noticed. Hoo, hoo, hoo. The leader of the hoopoe birds signaled to the others to make a little roof over King Solomon's head and shaded him from the sun until they landed. When he got back on the ground, King Solomon said, "You saved my life, little birds. I'd like to grant you a wish in return for your kindness." Oh, the hoopoe birds were excited. A wish from the king. Yes, but one condition. I would like for all of the hoopoe birds to agree on one wish. Hoo, hoo, hoo. The leader of the hoopoe birds signaled to all the hoopoe birds in the land, and they gathered in the branches, filling the branches with little plain brown birds the color of cinnamon. They had long curved bills, and they were pecking at insects in the tree trunks. Well, they all had ideas about what to ask for. I think we should wish for lots and lots of bugs to eat. Oh, how about lots of baby birds? No, safe places for our nests. But King Solomon had said they had to agree on one wish, and it was difficult to all agree until one hoopoe bird spoke up. Do you notice how King Solomon wears a fine robe and a crown of gold on his head, and everyone thinks he's so important? Why don't we, little hoopoe birds, so often overlooked, why don't we ask for crowns of gold on our heads? Yes, yes, that's what they all agreed. And so the leader of the hoopoe birds went back and asked King Solomon for their request. Oh, a crown of gold. Well, are you sure that's what you want? All right, I will grant your wish. I said I would, but if you ever have a problem in the future, just come back and I'll help you. And so the hoopoe birds flew off, and they had real crowns of gold on their heads. They couldn't fly as high as before because they weighted them down, but they were so admired. A crown of gold that glittered so, such a sight was the hoopoe. The very next day, a hoopoe bird was sunning himself on a low-hanging branch near a lake, and every now and then he flitted down to the surface of the water to take a dip and to admire his reflection. But there happened on that day to be a fisherman who noticed something golden on the bird's head, and rowing closer, thought, "Oh, I'm going to catch it." Well, he did. He spread out a net, and the next time the hoopoe bird flew down, he caught that bird and stole its crown. Word spread, and soon people were going out hunting these hoopoe birds. Why, they were knocking them out of the trees with slingshots and nets. It was a very hard time for the hoopoe birds. But then the leader remembered that King Solomon had offered to help them. And so the leader went back and said, "These crowns of gold are not very good after all." "Yes, I was worried about that. I'll tell you what. I will make the hoopoe birds distinguished looking so that everyone will respect you. I will give you white and black striped wings like a fine royal robe. And on your heads, instead of crowns, I will give you a crest of brightly colored feathers." And so he did. And if you travel any time in Asia, Africa, or the Middle East, you might see these remarkable birds who remind us of the gifts of King Solomon. A crest of feathers, stand up so, upon the head of the hoopoe.